Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this Friday morning, getting ready for a great weekend in the outdoors. The weather is going to really cooperate this weekend. It's going to be really nice. We'll talk about the wind later, but let's look at the temperature now. 84 high, 72 is low. I'm sorry, 60. We got 61 low. 61 low. I read that wrong. The water temperature is 79. Guess what? It's been 79 now for I've counted like 15 straight days. So hopefully we're gonna get a cool wave coming in soon with the cool air we have coming. Let's take a look at our river reading brought to us by Mountain Dew. Get out and do. The Apalachicola Bluntstown is actually it moved on up to 10.5, and the Choctaw Caraville is right at 7 foot. And you can see what they're doing there. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. We're getting a decent tide. Well, really, it's more of a neap tide. It's neap today, and then we've got a decent tide tomorrow and a better tide coming in Sunday. So it's going to be better there. But let's take a look at the wind. Today, the wind is going to be coming out of the north at about 10, and tomorrow is going to be the northeast. We've got about 10 to 20 tomorrow. So what we're looking at, I'm thinking about the fishermen, and the first thing I think about, this weekend opens up snapper season. I'm thinking about our fishermen going out, especially the smaller boats. It's going to be pretty choppy out there when it's coming in out of the north. So you can stay in close to shore and hopefully find some snapper spots, but I wouldn't venture too far out in this kind of wind unless you got a really decent boat. Now, if you got a good boat, there's no problem. So anyway, that's just something to take a look at. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I'm here looking at a tide chart, and you know, I just gave you what they were for the weekend and all, but I'm looking at next week's tides. I don't know if you can see them. Next week's tides are just boom all across it. I mean, they're great next week, great tides. So, you know, you're going to have to call in sick a day or two, tell the boss that Coach Chester looked at tides and told y'all to call in sick to go fishing next week, because the tide's going to be perfect, the weather's going to be great. Now, the week after is almost, we've got a whole week, seriously, the whole next week, the last week of October, neap tides all week long. So seriously, as you're planning your fishing trip in the Bay systems, look at next week pretty strong, okay? If you got any days off, try to take one of them. A couple of pictures, I don't have a lot of them, but this is, always think about some healthy eating. So here's healthy eating tip number 43. I pick fresh vegetables every day. I feed them to my pig, and he converts them into bacon. That's healthy eating, number 43. Roy Haupt, the Haupt family over on the east side of town, they do they've been there a long time. Roy reposted this because this is right after the hurricane, but this particular picture here, this palm tree was planted by his granddaddy. This is on the east side of town, on East Bay over there in Parker. This was planted in, 1937, so that is, 83 years old. Some palm trees right here are very, very old, but look how strong that one survived the storm and all. And I just have quite an admiration for these old trees that made it. And ironically, what fell next to it, a big oak tree. So anyway, let's take a look at it one more. Way before social media, this is how we knew where everybody was. My generation can testify to this because we had bicycles all over the place. I still ride my bicycle. I don't throw it down in the front yard like that, 'cause I used to throw it down in the front yard, run inside, and see what Mama's got for supper. But I put it in the garage now and walk inside and see what Gail has for supper. But all right, fishing. Diane Boyce sent this to me. John said, this is John Boyce here. John said it's on at St. Andrews State Park, and obviously it is. We've talked about the flounder migration, what's going on with it. John is a very good fisherman, and you can see what he caught yesterday at St. Andrews State Park. That is some nice looking flounder. Good job, John Boyce, and Diane, thank you for sending the pics. Real quick, I want to finish up what I was talking about yesterday on why the 9mm pistol was such a dependable and why it's the most popular pistol now in America. And I mentioned it all, but real quickly I go through the reasons that there's a lot more out there. The manufacturers are making a lot more. One of the reasons, the longevity, it's just been proven over the years. It's been very dependable. And number 4, increased capacity. They can hold up to 17 rounds. And again, the reliability of them. And the ammunition, another reason they put in here, I thought the ammunition, the caliber of the ammunition inside the powder and all, a lot more choices to put into 9mm. I didn't know all this stuff. I just knew everybody I talked to were getting 9mm. I said, why in the world is so popular, and the cost. Okay, right here, the ammunition cost is less expensive on a 9mm. So all those reasons I was talking about yesterday, all those reasons why people are going to that particular pistol. I don't have one, but I may get one because of that. But I just want to share with you what was going on with that. Now, we're talking about this weekend and things going on. It's going to be a great weekend to get outdoors. Now, you don't have to hunt and fish or anything. Just, get outdoors and do some things. I was going up to Defuniak Springs yesterday, and I was going up 77, and I always get Highway 79 and 77, they're under construction, so before I get on the interstate, I try to figure out which way to go. I think 79 has been under construction. 4-lane has been under construction for 17 years, it seems like. But 77 the same way. But when I'm driving by, I look at all the machinery. I get a kick out of all this road construction machinery. I was able to work in road construction 1 year. It was going into my freshman year in college. I just graduated, and there were 4-lane in Highway 90 between Quincy and Tallahassee. And Dad's friend was one of the, I got a job there, but I did all kinds of things in construction. Matter of fact, they ended up most of the time putting me on a flag to hold a flag. And honestly, it was because, I got out there and I'd get a shovel, I'd just start digging. Whatever they needed, I would do it. And the regular guys who did it for a living, I was just doing it for summer, they wanted me to slow down, and because they'd have to work harder, and they said, when you leave, we're not going to be able to work like this. So they ended up putting me on a flag in the afternoons. But anyway, I love road construction. My point being, I saw the big machinery leveling off a lot of that dirt and all. I always think about, when they level off that clean dirt, and here it is, I would love to just walk out there, zigzag back and forth, looking for arrowheads. What a great activity. Now, you can find them, especially in an area like that, because the Native Americans were all in that area. So when I say get outside and do things, be creative in the things you do in the outdoors. You can walk along the beach. You can go to state park, all the trails in the state parks, especially the larger ones. And we talk about Terrell State Park, what a great time to go there. So anyway, when I say get outdoors, all kinds of things, just get out there and do it. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I know during that 2-minute intervention there, you were trying to think of what you could do exciting and outdoors this weekend. So take some pictures and send it to us and share it with us. We're going to change up the schedule a little bit. We're going to do our drawing right now because we got a little video coming up before we do our Friday fishing forecast. This would be, okay, let's start off. The first one will be Los Angeles. You can see we still have a lot of people that hadn't won. I know, feel sorry for y'all, but maybe one of y'all right now is going to be happy because the winner is going to be all the way from Youngstown, Michael Harris in Youngstown. All right, now the $20 gift certificate to Tarpon Dock Seafood, all the way in Panama City Beach. D-Lane Bourne. Okay, and the big red snapper winner is going to be Treva Campbell from Fountain. Treva, Fountain, Panama City Beach, and Youngstown. We spread out. Okay, and we'll put them back in there. Okay, now we're getting ready to set up the video. Wednesday, I was invited by the Bent Rod Fishing Club from Defuniak Springs. We've talked about them on the show before and kept up with their activities over the years, and I'm just thrilled. We have a great fishing club here in the Florida Panhandle. We've encouraged other communities to get one together. They get a lot of help from the senior center there as far as having places to meet and everything. But this year, the fish fry was held outside at a park, and we went up there. I went up there, and we just had the whole party. We just had a great time at fish fry. I took my camera. It was great. J.B. Hilliard put it, he's the president, but he has a lot of help. A lot of good folks there helping. So I took the camera, got to interview some folks. We had some new people coming in, and some of the regulars, the veterans were there, and we just talked. And I always get a firsthand fishing report about what's going over on the western end of our viewing area. I got a kick driving back yesterday. I was thinking a couple of days ago, I was way down there to East Point at the tackle store, and then I'm on the west end over to Phoenix Springs. So we covered the whole Florida Panhandle the last 4 or 5 days and getting some good fishing information for you. But anyway, we're going to show you part of the video will be right now, about 6 minutes of it, and then I'm going to show you the rest of it Monday because it's just too much to get it in one, because I didn't want to cut it. When I do a trip like that, I like to do in-depth kind of stuff and take my time and talk to people instead of clip. So we're going to watch some now, then we're going to come back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. So Jeff, let's roll it. All right, folks, here we are up in the Phoenix Springs. It's at Lake Stanley, and we are at the Bent Rod Fishing Club annual fish fry. Just driving up. I waited, I got everything set up and came to see them. But I'm excited about it. We're gonna go see everybody. What a beautiful place. The senior center is closed right now, so they're doing it here at this park. All right, going over here, checking on these guys. They act like they're going to work over here. All right, young men, how y'all doing?
All right.
Oh, you here again?
Look at here. How y'all doing?
Hey.
Did I get here in time to help?
Panhandle Outdoors is here. All right.
We're here. JB,
The man himself.
We're cutting up jalapenos.
Well, look here, what you doing right here?
He's the cook, so
You doing the jalapenos into?
We're doing some jalapeno hush puppies.
Ooh, I love those. I can make a meal off them.
I tell you what. Hard to beat it. I put
Great.
fresh onions and fresh jalapenos.
Ooh,
Take you a big bite of that jalapeno.
ooh.
Let me get it
And what we got over here,
Oh man.
that's the first cousin to a speckled trout. Those are white trout.
The white trout.
White
yes.
trout.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to be, I'm soaking them in Louisiana hot sauce. And then I'm going to do up a batter. And then we're going to cook them up slicker
All right.
you can imagine.
You want these onions
And I
cooked
also
first.
brought some amberjack. We're going to be blackening some amberjack today. So we're going to have coleslaw. We're going to have white trout. We're going to have blackened amberjack. We're going to have jalapeno hush puppies. And we're going to have English type chip fries.
Ooh. It's worth an hour drive to come over here.
Yeah, I'm glad you showed
You
up.
want these cut up pretty fine.
We're doing this old school. What do you have in the matches? There you go.
I never did ask you about that.
Done deal.
Okay.
We won.
Okay.
We won. The school board bought the property. There will be no 102 housing complex on that property.
Very good.
So I'm very happy. He jumps out and scares the living snot out of us. And Fish and Game, Fish and Wildlife will be coming out sometime in January to start working on the rehab process, because what's happening is all the trees are dying and they're choking each other and falling on each other. You should see some of the weird trees.
Doing something like that.
No, because what we're going to do now is...
She gets out her phone and she takes pictures. And
Yeah, how's that going, buddy?
Try one of those. And
That's going to knock the taste buds right out of your mouth there, Winston.
Check that out, folks. Let me see. Hold on first. Don't that look good?
you gonna eat that, Winston?
Somebody got a sample. Man, that is really good. I can make a meal off these. Let me see. Y'all see that? JB, what's been going on with the Bent Rod Fishing Club?
Catching a lot of mullet.
Catching a lot of mullet.
Catching a lot of mullet. Nobody's doing much. It's been pretty skimpy here the last few weeks.
All the rain, I guess.
Yeah, some of the guys are fishing the river, but they they're not really catching any quality brim. And they're trying to bay. I keep hearing good reports on bait fishing, for reds and speckled trout. But I've been fishing mullet with hook and line, and they're just tearing it up. You get addicted. You go down and catch 50 mullet in an hour and a half. That'll get you going,
He has to be supervised. That's the reason I'm here.
I understand.
I'm gonna try it again in the morning.
Gil, I know you've been on the show before. How's everything going with your catfishing? Everything going?
Well, I still got sales, all over the country, but the virus has really slowed things down. I think everybody's experiencing that. I tell you who I feel sorry for is those bait shops over around 3 Mile Bridge. I tell you what, they're gonna be in hurting status over there with that bridge out. I went over there and caught these white trout, and man, what a mess.
So that's where these trout came from, over there?
Yeah, this time of year, they just piled in there by the thousands.
Yeah.
And they're really fine eating. I mean, some people, for reasons unknown to me, they say, I don't like them, but
good.
You put them on next to a speckled trout, and you can't tell the difference. I
So
mean,
the 3 Mile Bridge out where the bars running into it, they just shut them down, didn't it?
man, I tell you what, it's like a ghost town over there.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. What is that? 17th Street?
Yeah.
There wasn't a car on it.
Unusual.
Not a single car. I was the only car on the street.
Yeah.
It's just like a ghost town. It's just usually when you go over there, man, it's just humming. It's humming. But I tell you what I seen, they ain't gonna get that thing done in no 4 or 5 months. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's in bad shape.
Yep. How do you catch these white trout? How do you like to catch them?
Well, now of course, Mossy Head Bait Company, Wrap Fishing System. What I like doing is I take my shrimp and I peel it, I mince it up, I mix it with menhaden oil, put it in my injector, put it in the wrap. I catch 10, 12 fish on one bait.
That's awesome.
I can take a half pound of shrimp, fish all day long.
Okay, welcome back. We're here with a famous Friday fishing forecast, and we were taking a situation here where the first couple of days of the week was slow, but man, the last couple of days have just taken off. I've got a lot of good stuff. I got a call from Billy Grantham yesterday, and he's like me and a lot of other outdoorsmen. If you don't have time to go, you just sort of driving by, you look over at the boat ramp, and the boat ramp is like a barometer as to what's going on, especially along these freshwater systems. He said he rode over and looked down. He was in went by Chattahoochee, and he said look down at the boat ramp, and folks, it was packed out. I'm going to show you where the boat ramp is in Chattahoochee. Let's see, right here, Chattahoochee. Here's Chattahoochee, okay? So now the boat ramp is, see the bridge right there? You see the dam up there on the top left-hand corner is the Lake Seminole. There's Chattahoochee. But right there's a boat ramp. Great place to launch. They have tournaments there and everything. But he said it was full of folks. What tells me, and we did the same thing. You put in there, and you can go up to the dam and fish, or you go down the river. So the freshwater fishing along the river system. I got a call last night from Wilbur Miller today is fishing Lake Seminole. He wanted to know what the fishing times were. And I told him, remember this now, they've been middle of the day, the last couple of days, was telling you something. The fishing times in the middle of the day, they're going to Lake Seminole, and they're going to be fishing for jug fishing for catfish. So I'm going to be looking for some pictures next week, Wilbur. Also, on the freshwater side, the catfish, they're over there off the Choctawhatchee River. They came in with right before I got there for the fish fry, a guy had a box full of catfish, and also the mullet. They're catching mullet. They're red hot. The boys and girls in the Bent Rod Fishing Club over there in Defuniak Springs, they are catching mullet right and left, and everyone else, they do it with rod and reel. They do it with snatch hooks. On Monday's show, I talk about how they do it. Some use gold hooks, some use little snatch hooks. But the limit's 50, and they're limiting out. But that's only going to be a couple of weeks now, so that's one of the hottest things. All right, let's jump over to saltwater. Snapper, it opens up tomorrow. The wind, is going to be a little sporty there, so be aware of that. But so let's think about, I've been talking about catching the snapper in mid, out there in the bay and everything, and I've been mainly talking about St. Andrew Bay, and I mentioned I'm not sure about Choctawhatchee Bay. Well, the guys told me yesterday they do catch snapper over here in Choctawhatchee Bay. For the most part, it's going to be around the mid-bay bridge, and so you know where that is. So you can looking at Choctawhatchee Bay, you can catch some snapper in Choctawhatchee Bay. It'll be around the mid-bay bridge. So the same way here in St. Andrew Bay. If you want to fish the bay tomorrow for snapper, you can do it. I would hit both bridges, the Tyndall Bridge and also the Hathaway Bridge. And then there'll be spots on out closer toward the pass when I'm talking about these and over around the paper mill. There's some deep water around the paper mill. And so that deep water tells you something over there too. So that's going pretty strong. Snapper's going to be good. And okay, let's talk about flounder. In all three bay systems, Apalachicola, Choctawhatchee, and here in St. Andrew, the flounder are gathering up and going out to pass at all the areas. And you saw the picture a while ago of John Boyce that his wife Diane sent. He was fishing St. Andrew State Park, and there's a reason for that. Here's the state park here. There's only one way for them to get out of St. Andrew Bay. So, and if they're moving now and where they're going to be, so you can get here off the point, okay, right here in the center of the screen, the point right there. You can fish there. All along the side, they're going to be coming out, and then also up around the rocks, they're going to be coming out. So any of those places around the jetties right there, those would be some good places to be fishing for the flounder. And same way down on Apalachicola Bay. Okay, I also put East Point, the black drum. We visited with them. They told us about the black drum biting off the bridges. I'm giving you a lot of examples of going fishing without a boat now. So the bridge fishing in Apalachicola Bay is going to be excellent this weekend off that old St. George Island Bridge, and several other places. And up in the marsh area, up in the northern part of Apalachicola Bay, the redfish is going to be doing really good. I was looking at this is a pretty good fishing report. I'll wind up on Pompano. It's been slow. The Pompano run has been slow so far, and it's going to pick up. It's going to pick up any day now. I really believe that. Thank you all for watching our show. We've got a lot in today. Y'all have a great weekend. Enjoy the outdoors. Do something good for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.